Hello, it's Bill Schroeder from InTouch, and today I've got an amazing treat for you. I've got Dr. Jessica Vogelsang, who is the Chief Medical Officer at AAHA. Today, we're going to be talking about accreditation and four new animal wellness standards that they've added to the accreditation process. Good morning, Dr. Vogelsang. How are you?
I am great. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. It's nice to see you, nice to speak with you. We've been friends for countless years, and I'm super thrilled that you took time out of your day to help spread the word about this. As InTouch is the preferred business provider for AHA practices, and we're specifically zoned in on the marketing. So when I saw the announcement go out. And I recognize our role in helping practices connect with pet owners in their market. I thought, let me give you a buzz and let's talk about these four new standards. But can we first start by telling a little bit about you and your role at AHA?
Sure. In my role as the Chief Medical Officer here at AHA, I oversee our standards and our guidelines. And so the standards of accreditation are the 1,200 standards that anyone who wants to be AHA accredited uh, submits themselves to when they go through the accreditation process. And our guidelines, which is probably how most people know AHA, are our current best practices that we publish in JAHA, and they're free access to pretty much everyone in the world. So, our canine vaccine guidelines, the diabetes guidelines, anesthesia guidelines, all those sorts of things. Those are the two areas that I oversee, in addition to our webinars, our conference, which I'm going to see at in September, and yep, all that fun stuff. So, lots going on here at AHA.
Yeah, I've always, as you know, my team and I have worked with AHA for over 30 years, helping build the bridge between AHA practices and pet owners in their market.
Yep.
The number one thing that I hear from AHA and from practices is help us understand the value of accreditation and why a pet owner in my community would want to choose an AHA practice over other practices. And the standards are the beginning to that, wouldn't you say?
They are. As you know, we've known each other a long time, right? And so I got my start in this space talking directly to pet owners when I was writing. And one of the questions that I always heard was, how do I know what a good pet hospital is? Like, I know what my friends say, I know what the Google reviews say, but how do I know that they're actually practicing good medicine? And that's hard to know. And so the real value of AHA accreditation is that it's voluntary. You don't have to do this, but what you do when you go through accreditation is have a practice consultant from AHA, so a neutral third party who knows what they're doing, come into your hospital and say, this is what good medicine looks like. Are you doing it? And if you check off enough of the boxes and show that you actually are practicing the best medicine, doing the best care for your pets, then you get to be accredited, which is a big deal. Not everybody does it. We've got about 15% of hospitals in the States are AHA accredited right now.
That's really amazing. And it fits right in with why my team loves working with AHA practices because it's they really care to the point that they're saying, hey, AHA, please come in here, evaluate my practice, do so regularly.
Yep.
I'm going to pay you so that
Right.
you will help me understand that I am doing the best I possibly can. And that extends into their marketing too. So it makes a really good fit because these sorts of people want to get the best messages out there. They want to actually have people truly understand what good medicine looks like. And you've probably heard me rant and rave about you know people that put messages out there that say we practice the highest quality
Right.
medicine, or my team will talk to practices and they'll say, okay, what sets you apart? And they'll say, we care. And then
Treat
when you push
everybody like
back,
family.
Yeah, when you
That's
push back, they go, "No, we really care." Okay, well, the only thing left is really, really care.
yes.
So
Mhm.
what what we like to do is bake in the AHA way to everything, every message that we create for them, every website we build, so that when pet owners in the community are looking for a practice or are looking for information that validates their decision to use an AHA accredited practice, it's baked into every bit of their messaging. And that's why we're talking today, because quite honestly, I'd like to learn more about these four new animal welfare standards, and so that I can help tell that story to practices in the market. So,
Beautiful.
so can you tell me about them?
Sure. So, what we do, like part of my job is to consistently evaluate what are experts in the field saying? Like what right now is new and different in terms of best practices. And so, our four new standards are about microchipping, declawing, debarking, and ear cropping. And so, for a very long time, you've seen the pendulum start to sway. Like is this really best medicine to be doing these things, or are we doing it because maybe like it's an old habit that we have a hard time getting rid of? There's a mountain of evidence at this point. There are enough experts saying there is no medical reason that you should be doing declaws, debarks, ear cropping for cosmetic purposes, right? We're not talking about a pet that has a tumor, has any medical reason, but just because, you don't like your cat scratching your furniture, that's not really best practices. And so we've had position statements about these things for a really long time, but we went to the board. We said, "Here's our opinion. Here is staff. This is what we think's going on. Can we actually turn this into a standard? Can we, as AHA, put out to the universe that we think best practices is you do not do these things unless there's a clear medical indication?" And so we have a whole process for new standards. We have a practice accreditation committee. Our members who volunteer for that committee review all of this, decide if it's the right thing for AHA to do. Our board approved. And so I'm really proud of it because having a position statement is a little less strict, right, than actually putting it into our standards. So we're telling the whole world this is best practice for you to say we're not going to do it unless there's a medical reason. So I'm excited. I'm really proud of it. I know our board is, and we think our members are going to be really happy about it as well.
I'm so proud of this because if you look historically at other standards and you look at what the industry as a whole does, to your point, only 15% of practices are accredited, right? So accredited practices are special. But if you and I, who have been in the industry for longer than either one of us would admit, want to take care of the right, if we truly are stewards of the industry, and those that represent AHA are the same. We're creating a path. And I mean, you're creating the path. I'm just spreading the word so that the rest of the industry will hopefully fall in line, and the standards that are set forth become not only standards for AHA practices, but widespread best practices within a non-accredited practice as well. So,
Yep.
congratulations to you.
Yep, we're really excited, and all kudos to our board and our members for really supporting this. It's challenging, right? Like some things are not controversial, and some of them are. And I think there may be people who don't quite understand or don't really you know agree. Hopefully, most people will, but it's kind of one of those things where it's time to make that.
How many standards are proposed? Like how frequently is a new standard proposed to the committee that approves such?
So normally there's a handful a year. We actually are going through a bit of a change right now. We hired about a year and a half ago a director of standards. And so this is somebody whose entire role is to be evaluating those and making sure that they're up to date. So we've spent the last year and a half going through our standards with a fine tooth comb,
Mhm.
making sure that everything is up to date. So this is part of it, but there's actually a lot of updates that we're going to be announcing in September just to kind of make sure everything's clean and kosher. But usually a few a year. There's going to be a few more this year, but then it'll go back to normal.
Wonderful. And when do these standards that we're talking about today, the ones that have been approved, when do they go into effect?
So, if anybody has any questions about that who's AHA accredited, I would talk with your practice consultant. They should go into effect December 1st. But if if you're accredited, there's like a rolling process, right, for your reevaluation. So you get evaluated, and then 3 years later, you get evaluated again. So there are some people who maybe just went through the process who aren't going to be dealing with this for another 3 years. Other ones who may in January.
Okay, wonderful.
Yep.
So if the audience would like or has some questions about these particular new accreditation standards or how to become an AHA accredited practice,
Yep.
where should they go or what information is available to them?
Yep. So I would go to AHA.org, AAHA.org, and that has all of our information there, tons of contact information for different people. And I would really encourage anyone who's thinking about it, reach out to somebody who's a part of an AHA accredited hospital. Uh, That's one of the lovely things about it is that people are really passionate and proud of being a member, so they're always really excited to talk about how it's made their practice better, how it's and not just the veterinarians, right? This is about the whole team, why everybody is excited to be able to share why this is a meaningful thing.
Yeah, and to that point, I'll tell you, I'm in a lot of accredited practice. I'm in a lot of practices, right? And not to disparage the efforts of others, right? I mean, I'm certainly not saying. I mean, there are tons of people that practice. They've got beautiful practices, and
Yep.
they're not accredited. However, it feels I can feel AHA when I'm in an AHA practice, and I think that translates over to the pet owner. They can feel it, and that's why if this is reaching a pet owner and you're looking for a practice within your community, I really would consider investigating the AHA practice that is available for you. So Doctor, I love the time that we spend together. I thank you so much for taking time out of your very busy day to help spread the word about AHA and the new wellness standards that are out there. Well, I call them wellness standards; they're welfare standards. And I thank you very much. If anyone out there would like to learn more about InTouch and how we can help you bridge the gap between your practice and pet owners in your community, please visit intouchvet.com or call 800-493-9003. Dr. Jessica Vogelsang, it's a pleasure to see you. I'll see you at AHACon.
Yes.
Maybe
Yep.
have a cup of coffee.
That sounds
We're in
lovely.
Chicago this year.
Great.
I will be glad to welcome you to my hometown.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, we'll see you soon. Bye, everyone.